Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faith Lock Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Wild Buff, it is the Fire Sweet Ghost Pepper Craft Barbecue Sauce. I guess this is Wild Buff, a Wild Buffalo, I suppose. I don't know where this is from. Shake well. Wait, really? I have to shake a barbecue sauce, huh? All right, well. Bottled by Wild Barbecue. Oh, Colorado. Colorado. They do like hot stuff on Colorado. All right, so we've got, I'll just read it. Tomatoes, sugar, apple cider vinegar, damn it. Soy sauce, honey, molasses, liquid smoke, red habaneros, butalokia, ginger, cinnamon, black pepper, clover, and salt. Clove, not clover. Clove and salt. So the ginger and the cinnamon and the clove, I am not excited about. I'll be just 100. I'll just keep it a band right there. I'm not thrilled at all to see that in there, nor the apple cider vinegar. But this is a grocery store find. I saw this on the shelves when I was looking for something else. And I will say this particular grocery store, they wax and wane. At one time they had, I think maybe 10 hot sauces total on their shelf. 6 of them were Tabasco. And now I was there today and it's probably closer to 20 or 24. And it's very, very rangy. And I think that's because they're very Me Too with the Krogers that are in the area. And Kroger recently it was tripled at one time. I think it's back down to doubled their hot sauce selection. So, but it's a lot of stuff that is very commercial, mainstream. A lot of it I have reviewed already. So it's good for other people perhaps that may be interested in that stuff. If somebody sees something in one of these videos, for example, and decides they would like to avail themselves of a product, I suppose it's potentially more convenient depending on what that product is. But ooh, okay, here we go. It's got a good amount of bite to it for a barbecue sauce. So the first problem I'm noticing right off the bat with this, just tasting it from there, is that there is very, very bitter notes here, very bitter, and smokiness also seems a touch light. So it's a bit bitter, a bit bitey, a bit. I'm not sure if it's astringent or not because I just licked what little was there off my glove, but you can see it is not one of the deeper, darker barbecue sauces. This one is much more medium brown in coloration. But, I didn't have enough to really experience it, so let's get to the getting there. The molasses and honey is a good combination. I'm not getting cloves of cinnamon, happily. What I am getting is black pepper and the bitter super hots, like to a pretty substantial degree. Probably more than I would have expected, actually. It does have a very decent amount of heat for a barbecue sauce. And it's a good combination. the red habanero and the Ghost, because the Ghost will hit almost immediately. Like it's one of the faster ones, but the habaneros have a nice build and sustain a thing. So I've still got a little bit of a tongue tingle just from that. I mean, it's a 1. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's probably a 1 as far as heat. But considering that a lot of barbecue sauces, especially when they're on commercial shelves, don't really approach even that. Pretty solid as far as all that goes. So, yeah, I'm pleasantly impressed with the heat so far. Flavor, I'm not sure on. So, dog days of summer. Dog days of summer. The dog days of summer. And I don't want to go stand outside and mess around with the grill. So, one of the nice things that it's if you happen to have it around, I keep, you know, sometimes I'll keep like tinned meat around just so I can have something, you know, relatively quick and easy. At the moment, so this is just chicken breast. At the moment, you can buy it shredded as well. I'm just going to shred it here. So there's no point to me to pay extra money to shred it for the 25 seconds it takes me to do this. But usually I'll have like peppers, like pickled peppers, like a salad pepper, banana pepper, maybe jalapeno, something like that in the fridge. I'm actually out at the moment. Usually I have some shredded cheese. I'm out of that as well. So we're just going to scrounge it up a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with a little scrounging. Nothing wrong with that. I will be trying this obviously on the grill at some point as well. Those two sweeteners together are really interesting. Definitely, I pretty strongly feel that, yeah, so sugar, honey, and molasses. There's not a lot of depth as far as the sweeteners go. I actually kind of wish that there was a deeper taste to this. In addition to wishing that I had, normally though I would throw in, need a little bit more than that. Normally I would throw in, you know, something to give it a crunchy element. Usually one of those peppers. I think jalapenos work really well with barbecued pulled pork, barbecued pulled chicken, any of that. Or just out of the can like this is. Excellent flavor. It gives it that little bit of crunch. You could use celery or something as well, I guess. I don't like celery particularly, but you could use it. All right, that's going to be good enough, I think. I do prefer mine with some shredded cheddar as well, which I also don't have. But we're just going to throw it into one of these fiber tortilla shells. I've had those on the series in the past before as well. I think I made a number of different things actually. I like to keep these on hand. They're not the best tasting things in the world, but they're not offensive either, and it's a pretty easy and convenient way to get your fiber in. Not to date myself too much, but you get to my age, and that's something you're better off paying attention to. All right, let's get into it. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. I am still wishing for more smokiness. So I definitely having a cheese or those peppers I mentioned, like maybe a banana pepper or jalapeno, would complement this flavor a lot better. Definitely texture-wise too. Everything in this is just soft. I mean, the cheese would be soft also, but a nice medium cheddar would give some balance. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a legit 1. This is I'm actually kind of surprised at the heat that's in this. Very nice. I think smokiness is one of the harder things for barbecue sauce, so it seems to me to get correct. That might just be my own fussiness, but the absence of it I notice almost immediately. In years past, I really tried to build the playlist for the mustards a lot. This year I finally got to barbecue sauces, but there's not a whole ton of them, I don't think. I think the reason for that is that I think a lot of people do what I do, is go buy whatever and then modify it. I also did a lot of jellies, jams and jellies this year. Although not all of them will be posted this year, probably. I did discuss that a little bit in the blog, which is available in the description down below if you care to check that out. But sort of a behind the scenes look at how I structure the videos and the channel and so on, and try to integrate it with the blog. This is there's an interesting degree of punch to this, and it's sustaining as well. Ratchets up to a legit 1 and then just hovers there, but sustains it even through the chicken, even through the wrap. And sometimes, as those things will absorb the sauce or whatever, it'll temper the heat a bit, but actually it stayed relatively consistent the entire time. I could see this being really interesting on chicken, but I think more to the fore, I think you could have a really interesting mop sauce with this. If you got a good rub on some ribs and then use this as the mop sauce afterwards, maybe punch in a little bit of brown sugar before you brush it on to kind of get that, to get more sugars to caramelize. I think that would be just top notch. I think that would work really, really well. But yeah, it's almost a touch too light in flavor. I would like something a little bit deeper. I would like something a little bit smokier as a standalone product, but particularly in the sweeteners, like I would like more depth to the sweeteners. As it are, there two of them are fairly light, and it seems like it's just a little bit lighter on the palate than I would want from a barbecue sauce, but it's still pretty tasty, and definitely, like I said, a legit 1 sustained throughout for heat is fairly impressive compared to a lot of the other stuff I've had. So yeah, definitely well worth checking out if you can come across one of these. As I'm filming this today is the first time I've ever heard of this company, but I will say that you know, my first experience with them has been honestly pretty impressive overall. So I don't eat a lot of barbecue sauce. I don't really. That's probably why I'm so fussy, actually, because I don't buy it very often, and when I do, I almost always modify it. And I would probably honestly modify this one if I were to use it more often. I won't. I'll just use it as is. But of the ones I barbecued, I mean, this is definitely one of the. I would say it's pretty impressive. No complaints here other than the ones I mentioned, which are probably relatively minor. You know, if the big problem is you can't get bullseye or you can't get stubs hot enough, this is well worth looking at. And we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Wild Buff Fire Barbecue Sauce. Now go forward in peace to serve the flame.